Howdy there, folks. Welcome to the official Batman tier list. We've got a lot of categories we could choose from, but I think we're going to go with Batman movies. I'm assuming this has both animated and live action. We're just going to stick to the live action ones. Now, I know there's literally a category called live action Batman films, but there are a few that are animated I do want to add in. Could not have asked for a better tier list. This has literally got every film I could ever have asked for, plus both animated ones I was talking about. Let's start there. Batman Mask of the Phantasm. This is connected to the Batman animated series, which actually, surprisingly enough, that's a whole little universe. If you've ever heard of that Justice League TV show, Superman animated series, that's actually its own connected universe. Batman, the Mask of the Phantasm, I believe was a theatrical release. It was a big deal. It shows his origins, but not really. It just kind of shows, from a certain time stamp. Amazing. All right, next up. How about we do Batman Returns? I'm gonna say that's great. Now, I personally think that Batman Returns is better than Batman 1989, better than Batman and Robin, better than Batman Forever, but still, it's not that good of a movie. But when comparing it to others in that series, this does seem pretty great. I enjoy Batman Returns. Justice League 2016, terrible. I don't think I need to elaborate on that. If you've seen Justice League 2016, then you know that actually we need to make one. Justice League 2016 gets its own tier. Unbearable. Batman Under the Red Hood. I recently rewatched this. It's good. I mean, you've probably already heard the story, even if you haven't seen the movie or read the comic. I haven't read the comic. I knew the story because it's just something you just kind of know. The movie is really good. I think the opening scene where Joker's beating Robin is one of the most intense scenes you can open a movie on. It's got Neil Patrick Harris. Batman vs. Superman. It's bad. It's not terrible, I will say. I've rewatched Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice so many times because it's so perplexing. I feel like they were trying to rush everything. Nothing came naturally. The story is awful, but it's kind of like nothing happens in Batman vs. Superman, right? But then when you get to Justice League, you're like, well, I guess they did do kind of a lot. Batman Begins, good. The reason I put it in good is primarily because Batman Begins is the most tame of the Dark Knight trilogy. So usually when someone says they've watched, a movie in the Dark Knight trilogy, it's Batman Begins. So that's why most people say Batman Begins is their favorite movie, because they're not allowed to watch Dark Knight or The Dark Knight Rises. Okay, next up, Batman 1966. You know what? Nope. Terrible. Enough said. Batman 1989, great. It's on the same tier level as Batman Returns. But the best part about Batman 1989, it's not a Batman movie. He is not the main character. You never get to know him. Plus, he's a killer in this movie. It is amazing. Lego Batman movie. I would say amazing, but I'm going to stick to great. Just because, it's got some really cringe jokes. Which is Lego, okay? That should be assumed there's going to be cringe jokes when you go in to see a Lego movie. But I mean, it's really good, okay, man? If you haven't seen Lego Batman movie, you definitely should. Like, it's not a typical Lego movie. It's actually more of a Batman movie, but it reinvents the thing. Okay, I'm getting off track. Batman Forever, terrible. I legitimately fell asleep every time I've tried watching this. I recently was on a road trip and had nothing better to do than to watch this movie, but I didn't do it in one setting. I quite literally had to, stop and pause. I watched Salem's Lot, the original Salem's Lot. I know what a bad movie is, okay, buddy? Batman Forever is worse than Salem's Lot. Actually, same tier as Unbearable. That being said, Dark Knight Rises, okay. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, maybe it's because I am comparing this to the Dark Knight trilogy. Maybe it's because Christopher Nolan made such a grounded and realistic Batman continuity, and then he comes in here with Dark Knight Rises and combines the worst parts of the realistic Batman trilogy with the superhero genre. I just didn't like Dark Knight Rises. Now, originally I had watched this in 2 parts. I had started it, got halfway through, and then I finished it the next day. So I didn't get the full story all at once, so I didn't see how many plot holes, but I've rewatched this, like I said, about 21 times now. And it's just so many plot holes, and especially in a series where everything has been calculated and is so precise and crisp and clean. I just don't understand what he was thinking with Dark Knight Rises. The Dark Knight, come on, amazing. Now, when it comes to a movie, I think The Dark Knight is one of the best movies, Batman aside. It's just so incredibly good. But here's the thing. It's more of a Joker movie than it is a Batman. Now, sure, people could argue Batman is the main character, Batman is the protagonist, sure. But just like the only reason that you watch The Shining is for Jack Nicholson or Cape Fear because Robert De Niro, Heath Ledger steals the show and you forget about Batman. Half the time you're like, Batman, screw Batman. I want more Heath Ledger. I want more Joker. Justice League. Zack Snyder's Justice League I'm going to put in good. Here's the thing. I originally would have put this in amazing. It is such a good movie, but I am comparing it to the 2016 Justice League movie. On its own, it doesn't stand up very well. You kind of have to have this one for this one to be any good. We've now reached the moment of truth. The Batman, 2022. Where am I going to put this? Unbearable? Terrible? Bad? Okay? Good? Great? Or flippin' amazing? The Batman obviously deserves to be put in amazing. I'd even say ahead of Dark Knight. Let me explain. When it comes to movie-wise, Dark Knight may be a better movie. I don't know. It depends on who you ask. It's not very pretty. The Batman is more, I would say, cinematic. The Dark Knight is on the same level as Prestige in my mind. Comparing any story to the Dark Knight story is like setting a chicken up against a UFC fighter. It's just not fair. The Batman has a really strong story that in any other condition would be incredibly outstanding and uncontested. But up against the Dark Knight, in regards to which is the better Batman movie, without a doubt in my mind, it is the Batman. Oh, we actually have one more movie. Batman and Robin, Unbearable. Oh wait, I forgot. I'm actually gonna put this in amazing. Enough said, the official Batman tier list